morning, everybody. Welcome to On Point. Whoops. Oh, sorry. Welcome to On Point. This is Pastor Nick here. Bishop will be in shortly. We're so glad that you have joined us today for another episode of On Point here at Bethany Church, the Transformation Church of New Jersey. Again, we're so glad you joined us today. Please do us a favor and share this if you can. Tag somebody, get somebody on, remind somebody as we talk about a wonderful discussion today. Bible, politics, life, culture, relationships, whatever comes up, we'd love to talk to you about it and talk about it from a relational standpoint and a biblical standpoint. How does God affect the culture? What does God say about what's going on in the world? Just to apply some biblical wisdom to what is going on. But again, we're so glad you joined us today. Please do us a favor and share it if you can. Get somebody on as we discuss some great topics. So glad you joined us. Give us a call. 743-8267. 866-743-8267. Give us a call. Our normal callers, we love hearing from you all. If it's your first time, you want to give us a ring, call us in. We love to hear from you, no matter where you are in the country. Good morning. How you doing?
The office thinking I have four more minutes. Good morning, everybody. Oh, trying to do too much at the same time.
I know. Get it.
How's your day?
Good. How's yours so far?
Oh,
Up early.
yeah, man. I'm excited about what the Lord is doing.
Yep.
I gotta ask you, what happened to the Celtics last night?
That's the Mavericks that everybody was waiting to see. Like, that's the team that's been playing like that all year.
Okay.
And it's like, now y'all show up when your backs are against the wall. And nobody's ever come back from 0-3.
I don't think they can.
And that's a lot of. And Luka's already, his body's starting to wear.
Yeah, but they did remark last night that he was actually moving at a faster speed than they're used to seeing him move.
They must have shot him up.
Because he's always deliberate.
Yeah.
You know, he's never really fast on the floor.
Yeah.
One of the guys said, we finally figured out what they do, why they do it, how they do it. But what are they going to do when Boston makes the adjustment?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Luka probably was more aggressive because they got on him for how he was acting the last game.
Well, he's playing soft. He's playing soft.
And he was acting petulant.
Complaining at the right.
Yeah. And you let them score because you're complaining against the Red.
Draymond Green's grandma needed to call him.
It's like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
When I saw Draymond do that, his grandmother called him.
Yeah,
right
I remember that. Yeah.
You're playing soft.
Yeah. Come on. And my thing, if you're winning and you're going to talk trash and you're going to be up in people's faces like he does, if you're losing, don't be complaining and whining. And
he got bratty.
Don't.
He became a real brat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute.
Man up.
But I don't think they can do 3 in a row.
That's hard. Like the game 2 or 3, he had ice around his knees and stuff, so they must have kind of gave him some treatments to help him.
I could see Boston getting beat by 15, 10, but 40?
Yeah. But as a thing, when Luka and Kyrie are on, they're hard to beat. And then the young guy, I can't remember his other name, the third came in. That team would probably be 2-2 right now, or
But where were they for the first 3 games?
That's what everybody's asking. Kyrie played bad the first 2 games. Luka was off for a little bit. The bench wasn't helping out. It just wasn't.
I know it's a long season for them, but I wonder sometimes, depending on the team you're going to play in the finals, team before, how much they took out of you. I wonder sometimes, does it take them a minute to bounce back, or if they're just too tired to do the thing?
Yes, I think Boston was off, had more time because they won their series faster.
Okay. Yeah, their legs were fresher.
Yeah, fresher. Yeah. And they just, if it's just gonna be hard to keep that up for another 3 games.
And they're trying to say that the Dallas coach outcoached the Boston coach last night.
Yeah, Jason Kidd is he's a good coach.
Yeah.
And
guards make good coaches.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So he understands the game.
Yeah.
And he was calm even with the 3 losses. He was relaxed. So we'll see what happens.
What do you think about Hurley turning down the
I think it was the right decision.
I do too, man. I wouldn't have gone to L.A. for nothing.
They said L.A. has been through. No coach lasted more than 3 years for the past however many years.
He's a young guy. There's no security in that.
Yeah.
I mean, $10 million a year is nice, but I think he's making $7 now.
Yeah, he can get that from college. They'll bump him up.
Okay.
He won 2 national championships to keep him.
They got to do it.
And his family is in the East Coast, and to uproot them to take them to California, the taxes are higher.
Makes no sense.
A
row house costs you $500,000.
Yeah, and I how can I say this? Well, I'll just say, I'm not sure a coach of his stature in college,
right,
is willing to risk it to play for a team for LeBron, who has a lot of influence with some stuff. And
part of the problem for the team is that LeBron's trying to coach, and he'd be the GM, and he's not. He's neither one of those.
No. They need like somebody strong that can come in there and
tell everybody sit down.
Yeah, be quiet. I understand you, LeBron, but be quiet. Let me coach this team. But I think so many teams have acquiesced to LeBron to get a coach that he wanted that eventually it catches up with you, and you can't keep doing that.
But I don't think he dictated the coach when he went to Miami.
No, not Miami, because Dwayne Wade and Pat Riley was there. I'm talking about like the Cavs. The Lakers, he was doing all that there. Oh, but there he went and was quiet.
Because he had to. Riley wasn't taking none of that, man.
I mean, Pat Riley coached Kareem, Magic, and all them. He used to personality.
Come down here. I'm glad to hear your opinion, but this is what we're going to do.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't blame him, put it that way.
Yeah.
Not at all. To go to a place where your security is not as secure as where you are.
Absolutely. 866-743-8267, 866-786-7438-8267. This is On Point. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you today, toll free, anywhere around the world. We love having new callers, and of course our historic callers are always as on point as they always should be. Now, Caitlin Clark. Since we're talking basketball, let's shift over to WNPA. How can I be tactful? Most people protect the golden goose. I happen to be a college basketball fan, which makes me a Caitlin Clark fan. I just think she's just a good basketball player. Part of the Olympic mandate for the ladies it's on the document, is to bring more eyeballs to the sport. Is there any doubt in anybody's mind that if Caitlin Clark had been on the team, that more of the world was going to watch her?
Yes, but I think they made the right decision to keep her off.
Okay, now, here's my other piece. Brittany Griner, Dinosaur Taurasi. There's nobody else they could have picked?
What do you mean, besides?
Brittany Griner, who's spent half the last year in jail, and Diana Taurasi, who's 36, 38,
the reason
42,
the reason why
55, I don't know how old she is.
Rebecca Lobo explained how to do it. Here's the process.
Okay.
They have this team set up way in advance. They do all the trials, they do all the practices ahead of time. They do
One of the girls haven't played all year.
I know, but just this 1 year. Okay. But she was involved in all the stuff before.
But she ain't played all year.
Yeah, but she's been involved in all the stuff before. Okay. So Caitlin Clark, because of the tournament,
I hear all that.
Couldn't participate in all those trials.
I hear all that.
Right? The other question again is, who are you going to take off? They're keeping Taurasi because she has the experience.
Okay.
And the U.S. women's team, they won the gold last year, but they had a rough time some of those games. So they're trying to bring the best team. Caitlin Clark isn't even the best. Angel Reese is playing better than her this year. So they're looking at winning the gold, not just how many people going to watch the game.
I think they don't want to let the girl run the team. Nah. I'm talking about her regular team. I'm talking about the Fever.
Okay.
They don't want her to be the point guard right now.
Okay.
There's an issue. The woman doesn't know how to coach her. Now that they got it, they don't know what to do with her. Bottom line is, She is the break. She's the Tiger Woods of women's basketball. They
Agreed.
need to, but the same backlash that Tiger got when he came in, for a variety of reasons, same backlash she's getting. But what I'm not understanding, you got a league that only survived because the NBA gives them money every year. You got a league that 3,000 people coming to a game is a large attendance. They're used to empty stadiums. They want equal money, but they don't want equal responsibility. Because if I'm only putting 3,000 butts in the seat, you're not paying me $30 million a year.
Agreed.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a thing now where we're getting people. That's the other thing that's bugging them. I get this. Okay, she comes along, all y'all come to the game. Well, they're not coming without her being there. So we need to. You guys need to adjust your attitude, because what's going to happen? Everybody's going to start making more money. The stars are going to start making more money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that. And Angel Reese and them are bringing in people too.
Well, not like this girl.
Yeah, I mean, she's bringing in more, and I agree.
Yeah.
But and now from a competitive standpoint, you ran track, I played football. I've been watching some of the games.
Okay.
They play physical across the whole league. So Clayton Clark is not like a special physical, like they're beating her up and nobody else.
No.
That all of them are getting it.
Well,
All of them are getting
there's a false equivalency there. Yeah, they play tough ball, but they ain't hacking like they hacking them girls.
They're hacking Angel
The
Reese.
other piece I got, they don't like Angel Reese for whatever reason, maybe because she's a girl, and then they don't like Caitlin Clark because of the attention that she's getting. Both of those ladies are getting attention. Both of them can play ball.
Yep.
They're in remarkably different positions. Angel's more of a forward center type of person. Caitlin's a guard all day long. Okay, so we can't compare the positions.
Yeah.
But both of them have brought eyes to the league.
Absolutely.
All right. But they're only moving WNBA games to NBA stadiums when Clark is in town with the fever. All right, that's just undeniable.
Yeah.
And this other thing where all Caitlin Clark's fans are racist. I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. I'm not a racist.
They're not all racist.
No,
Some of them are, but not all of them.
Yeah, but come on.
Yeah, it's part of the job.
Come on. So I just,
Part of me gets the competitive side.
Yeah.
You wrestled. If a world famous wrestler came in, your thought is, I appreciate who you are, but you're going to lose today. That's the competitive side. That's where I think some people are missing. Not what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're like, well,
It's like
take it
in
easy
football.
on her. No.
They get up for the champion.
Yeah.
You get up for basketball, track. You get up for the champion.
Yeah. But I'm going to make sure you're the champ. I'm going to do everything I can to beat you so I can be.
Yeah. So I can come up too, but I'm not going to.
I ain't going to purposely hurt you.
I'm not going to illegally do something to you.
Yeah.
That's not competition.
No, that's
That's
not.
animosity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because even Magic talked about when he was a rookie, one of the guys during practice did something to knock him down. So Magic came around, and she probably need to do this. He came around, knocked that guy down real hard, and wanted respect from his teammates. The guy was testing them. He's like, you didn't have to do that to test me.
Yeah.
And from then on,
But
things change.
That's the primal
Yeah.
nature of human beings, which is kind of counterproductive. But I just think that and then you look at the WNBA. I really had no interest in them until her and Angel came along. I tried to watch a couple games. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. They've actually gotten the one I saw. Asia Wilson is a beast.
That's a wonderful ball player.
I watched that game, and
They have like 5 or 6 people.
yeah, they were hacking her up. She had a bloody nose, but
Didn't
was out
matter.
there balling.
Didn't matter.
It was a good game.
But you know what I've noticed? A lot of them are playing better now that Caitlin Clark is coming to this.
They got to.
Because they're not missing 4 and 5 layups in a row anymore.
They got to.
Because they were missing 4. One day I got so mad I almost threw something at the TV.
They are balling.
Like, you guys screaming for more money, you can't make a layup.
They are balling now.
You know, they need to give us equal money. Then push the 3-point line out to where it is for the men.
Yeah.
Demand is, they couldn't charge the same money for tickets until this girl got into the league.
I totally agree with that. And I'll say this too. I feel bad for her, Caitlin Clark. She didn't ask for none of this. All she came into play, she ain't asked to be, whatever.
But here's the problem, Pastor Nick. She's famous. She's going to be more famous. And she's going to start flexing famous privilege in a little while. And she's not going to forget all these people. And I can't blame her. What are you going to do? Okay, no, it was you. It was you. You said it. Nope. Nope, we're not girls.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, there's a lot of things about her people don't like. And, she's in a league where, have you seen the latest tape of Brittany Griner?
What she looks like now?
What she been looking like?
Yeah.
At the pool?
Yeah.
With no shirt on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw that. She's been like that for a while, slowly evolving into
She ain't had no operation.
a look. Something changed.
She ain't had no operation. She ain't never had none of that.
But it was a little something.
Maybe she lost it in the prison.
I don't know, something.
866-743-8267. 866-743-8267. Let's go to Danny. Hey, Danny, how you doing this morning?
Bishop, good morning. How you doing? Pastor Nick,
Oh, my
staff,
God.
how y'all doing?
Good morning.
We're doing good, man. We're just having a little fun, that's all.
Oh, okay.
What's on your mind today, man?
Well, first of all, I'm trying to dry out and what have you.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Now, that was mostly southern Florida that had that problem?
Basically, southern Florida and, actually southeast Florida.
Okay.
And if you know the geographics that's going on,
Yeah.
I'd say like from Palm Beach down to the Keys.
Okay.
And what happened was within, I would say, 24 hours, we went from a drought to a flood.
Because I know the people up around Disney area, I know they got rain, but they had needed rain for a long time because it's been dry for so long. But that was not flooding. It was just heavy rain up around, what's the name? Orlando, those areas. But down a little further, that's where the rain was damaging, right?
Yes, because they had raindrops, we had buckets.
So all those pictures were real, where like the water was up to people's knees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the sad thing about it, Bishop and Pastor Nick, is that I feel sorry for the residents because the things that they were promised, this is nothing new or anything. And what happened, South Florida originally was a swamp.
Yes.
And then they did the drainage and they did the canals and what have you to drain the swamp. But it tries to resort back to what God intended it to be, was a swamp.
You can only hold off water for so long.
That's right. You got it correct. And what happened is that they knew that the infrastructure that they had was not adequate for what they were trying to do. They allowed developers to come into certain areas and put buildings up, high-rise scrapers, what have you, and they went from a block having, let's say, 20 residents, homes, to a condo that has 300.
Okay.
Okay, so what happens is that you don't have the capacity of your sewage system to handle that amount of water that goes, and we figure like 300 toilets flushing at one time.
Yeah.
You don't have the capacity for it.
Okay.
All right? So instead of having the developers, when they come in, to be responsible for upgrading the sewage system, they didn't hold them accountable. And the government, local county government, they did not question the design of everything that was going on, and they knew this. And you're going back to a system that was built in the 20s.
So the pipes burst. The pipes burst under the pressure of the water.
Oh, they years. I mean, so 20 years ago, they knew this was happening.
So now, with all the flooding and all, that has stressed the system out, is what you're saying once again.
Yes, it's been doing that in the areas in the cities where they promised that they were going to do something. They did replace some pipes, but the thing about it is that they did not add pumps. You got to pump that water out.
Okay. So you guys, the Everglades overflowed, obviously. Canals fill up. So you guys have any gator sightings in the neighborhoods and stuff?
Yes, they did have a few.
I knew it. First thing I thought of, man, they coming up out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, coming across the road, and the thing about it is that I never seen this. I-95 they had to shut down in Broward.
Why?
It was
for flooding.
It was flooding. It was like a river.
Wow.
The same thing happened in Atlanta this week too.
Did it?
Their pipes burst like all over. They had to cancel a bunch of stuff downtown.
I saw that.
The pipes are like 100 years old.
Yes.
So, quite naturally, it's America. We wait until something happens. Then, like the levees and, just.
Yeah. And
all that prosperity, but we don't take care of that stuff that's going to preserve, because they're going to lose millions of dollars now.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I feel for is the homeowners, because this happens time and time again. Now, some people, they just recovered from previous storms. Now this comes, and they're right back in the same situation where they have water 3 feet high in their homes, and they can't get insurance.
That's right. They took it away.
Yes. I feel for them.
They can't buy it.
Now, instead of our governor making speeches and what have you, and coming down and seeing exactly what's going on, and say, well, let's get these companies back in, let's go work on infrastructure, instead of trying to tell people what their history is and stuff like this, and being political about things, you need to do the job of getting things together.
Wow. So you feel like the local government, the state government is moving kind of slowly to help these people?
They're not moving at all.
Yeah. And didn't they, the federal government wanted to give them some money to fix some infrastructure stuff, the air conditioning and all that, and they didn't take any of that money.
They didn't take it. You know, that could have been used. You know, they could appeal to, the president or someone, but they don't want certain people to do certain things and what have you. And if it doesn't come from a certain mouth, it doesn't mean anything.
So is there any negative heat on your governor because he turned down the money that would have fixed some of these problems ahead of time?
They're not going to say anything. Anything that will make him look bad in any way, they will not even talk about it.
Wow. When I'm from a spiritual perspective, when a blessing comes your way and God sends it, you're not that concerned about the vessel in which He.
That's right. You shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be worried about, And
if I'm starving and somebody I don't like hands me bread,
right,
do I turn the bread down because? Okay.
Your pride is in the way.
Come on, man. Pride goeth before the fall.
Yeah,
that's what it says. That book ain't never wrong.
Yeah. So you don't care about your people enough, and your constituents, to at least get some help for them, and then demand, want their vote, and
right.
That's insane to me.
I think so. How's my sister doing, man?
Blessed and highly favored.
Please tell her I'm praying for her. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Be blessed, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
866-743-8267-867. This is On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. David G. Evans, the number one. We're going to Tom, Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Doing all right, man. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about this weather, but I'm blessed and lucky. I've got a place which, when I bought it, I wanted some place that was higher than the rest of the
I remember you telling us that before.
And I got my fingers crossed right now. I don't have any problems with the water, but if I just go 2 blocks up the road, I can see it. Now, there's also the rainy season here.
Okay.
So they knew the water was coming. They just didn't know it was going to come like this.
Okay.
I mean, they were expecting, raining every day for 3 or 4 hours, but not deluging. And something caller said before me, when I can remember this just about 2 years ago, when it really got bad. They had these huge sewage pump trucks all year round downtown. Because the sewage pumps couldn't handle the regular, nothing to do with storms.
Okay.
Just regular sewage because of all these new high-rises they had put in. So you have two problems. Not only the high rises and people creating more waste, that cement and other stuff is also taking the runoff to where it has no place to go.
Sure.
So it's a double-fold kind of problem. And,
Okay.
yeah, Pastor Nick, when you said you saw people waist deep, yeah, they're waist deep in some areas.
Cars, the water's in the car. It was high.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
a
crazy.
lot of broken down cars.
So it has stopped raining.
Yes.
Okay. And you guys have had how many days without rain?
Let's say it's day number 2.
Okay. So people are still trying to get themselves together emotionally and circumstantially, and where we're going to live, that kind of thing is still going on because the effect of the water does not go away as soon as it stops raining. It just
Oh, they were showing inside homes where, you get 2 or 3 inches in your home.
that's
The
a lot. man.
drywall.
Yeah.
The drywall.
That's over. That's
Got to
over.
come out. Yeah.
And I know
Well-
our last caller was talking about the fact that people don't have flood insurance.
Right.
That's
And sometimes you can get it. It's just that it costs so much.
I heard
Okay.
it's 3 times your mortgage and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's ridiculous amount of money right
That's
now.
crazy.
You can get it, but who can afford it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they've said some of the homeowners was about $5,000 a year or something like
Seven.
that. 7.
Yeah. It depends on, what your home costs, but yeah, it's outrageous.
You put that flood amendment on there, or addendum, or whatever they call it, that addition, that's $7,000.
Golly.
It's,
I know some folk, they have a canal running across the backyard, and the rain was good for them, but and the canal's filled. But then they got to be careful going out
Okay.
because the gators come up in the canal.
The canals, yeah.
You might.
I don't know about that yet, Bishop,
yeah.
but
You
I have a nice lake out front,
yeah.
and I got my eye open.
Doc, let me tell you something. We were in New Orleans one time. Were you with us when we went to New Orleans that time? We were in the restaurant,
No.
and the gators came floating down the creek that was outside the restaurant.
No,
Oh, it was amazing. They just moseyed on down. At first, it looked like a log. Then you saw the 2 eyes, man. I'm like, yo.
It'd be cool to see from a distance.
Of course, some of the people with us got afraid. And we were inside the building.
Yeah, inside the building.
Yeah, but they got afraid.
But there's a couple of those. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah. I was at work one day, and nice big lake, and I'm talking downtown Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at these 2 eyes headed towards me. So I'm like, and I'm with 2 or 3 other people. We're talking. I said, "Yo, what is that?" And they just start laughing because they're from Florida. I was like, "Oh no, we got to go back in."
Oh, man.
Amazing.
I was, whoa. Bishop,
Yeah, man.
I reposted something
Okay.
Stephen A. said about Clark.
Okay.
Man, I had people I consider friends call me a sellout.
Sellout.
I mean, yeah, because somebody said, "Yeah, we're on a sellout like you." And I'm like,
If
whoa.
Caitlin Clark was black, these black people wouldn't be talking like this.
And I was just thinking,
Did you hear what I said, Tom?
You could come at me, but how about I don't agree with you?
No. If Caitlin Clark was black, we wouldn't be hearing half this heat.
Oh,
There would still be the
God.
jealousy, but we wouldn't be hearing half this heat.
Yeah, and even I'm going to say something. They said,
She ain't
7,000
special. She is special.
No, she is.
Yes, on average, 7,000 people per game without her, 14,000 per game with her.
Yeah. No, she ain't special though.
Yeah.
Ticket
By
prices
far
went
the
from $35 a game to $750 courtside overnight.
Yeah, for her, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
I heard one of the commentators said, he was ripping one of the ladies. He goes, "Tell me where one woman has made a game move from their arena to the men's arena."
Never.
And the lady couldn't answer. Goes, "Just tell me one time that's happened."
Never in
before
20 years. Never in 20 years.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
I was like-
they should have been looking at some school gyms so they had enough. It would have looked packed.
Yeah.
But some school gyms can hold 5,000 people. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
So,
It is
yeah,
what
so
it is.
And I go the other way. People don't realize we're talking about it so much. That's got to tell you how important this person
Oh,
is.
of course. A rising tide raises all ships. Tugboats, cruise liners, rowboats, they all rise with the same tide.
Yeah. And Bishop, I know I got to get off here, but we'll
Yeah.
leave you with this one. Supreme Court
Oh, don't call him that anymore. Just call him the court.
took something that Donald Trump did right with the bump stock.
Mm-hmm.
What'd they do?
They restated it.
Well, he made it. He did an executive order
Mm-hmm.
when he was in
Mm-hmm.
that you couldn't have bump stocks anymore.
Okay.
Well, Supreme Court said that was unconstitutional, and now you can have your bump stock. So you can have your AR-15 like this a machine gun again.
Yep.
Who? The Supreme Court just did that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did it yesterday.
I said don't call him Supreme anymore. That's ridiculous.
Because they're trying to qualify it that it technically isn't a machine gun, even though it does machine gun stuff. Some technicality.
Come on.
Like,
Come on.
yeah.
Unbelievable. Thank you, Tom.
Take care.
All right, man.
All righty.
Tell me something, Pastor Nick. What's up with Kirk Franklin?
I don't know. I don't really follow him like that, so I can't.
If I'm rowing a boat across a lake, do I shoot holes in the boat that I'm in?
I wouldn't do that. That would,
Okay. So, Mr. Franklin has been enjoying a measure of fame that is largely based on the church's support of him all these years. So now when I'm watching him on an interview, he looks decidedly different in his visage because all of a sudden, the God he's singing about and the church that supports him, the church should not be supporting the quote-unquote rules of the word concerning the God he supposedly sings about. So he's trying to fit into so many secular places that he can't just fit in. He's got to condemn that which birthed him.
right. Okay.
Now, I get that some of the artists, some of the younger artists have this issue with the word no. But why is no only good when you want to say it?
Right.
I mean,
We
what is up with him?
we all have our flaws, our hurts, our pains, the things we all battle with.
Yeah.
It's normal
Yeah.
of human existence. I think sometimes they have a tendency to spiritualize them
Yeah.
and use that. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
I'm just and spiritualize it and use that as a means to think this is how we get closer to God. This is how we're supposed to spread the gospel. It's it's even with Ty, it's issue laden.
Okay.
Rather than word based.
Right.
Being able to separate the two. This is my issues talking.
My neighborhood
Yeah.
represents the entire world. My experience is everybody's
Yes.
experience.
Yes.
It's not true.
It's not.
And he says he loves God. Can you love God and hate his word?
I don't think so.
Okay. And the book says, if you love me, keep my commandments. Keep my rules, keep my laws, whatever you want to call, whatever word you want to use. Do what I say.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that's not good for him.
But you've all been saying it. Spirituality and rules only are important to people that are spiritual.
Right.
Until they're in charge.
That's true.
When I'm in charge, all of a sudden the rules are
Yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah.
And they're blaming obedience on legalism. They're trying to confuse
It's not
the
the
two.
same thing.
They're not the same thing.
Not the same.
Now, you can present obedience in a overly legalistic way, but obeying the rules doesn't mean it's...
Come on, man. Everywhere we've ever been has rules.
Yep.
When I was running the street, there's street rules.
Yep.
When I was running track, there's track rules. There's no environment you go in without structure and a way we want to see things done.
Mm-hmm.
So do I go to my lawyer's office and tell him I don't like the way you're doing things, or do I find another lawyer?
Right. I know.
Come on, man.
I know. And to me, spiritual maturity, again, is discerning between, is my issue driving this thought and feeling, or is this God and His Word?
Now you know most people don't do
Yeah,
that.
and not conflating the two.
No, because what we would rather do is change God, rather than just admit we're wrong or change ourselves.
Yes.
It can't be me. It's got to be something's wrong with God, and if you don't agree with me, something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
So I'm just watching him though. He looks troubled, or something's going on.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like something's changed.
Okay.
And he may be saying things he thinks are popular, but he's not saying things, I don't believe he's saying things that are going to lead people to the Lord. If anything, they're going to turn them away from the Lord.
Okay.
And from God's church.
Yeah.
And I just think if you're going to be a quote unquote leader in the gospel community, you should not be someone that is leading people away from the Lord. Okay.
Yeah. Two things. When the wealthy rich young ruler came to Jesus, what I got eternal life. Jesus tells him, sell all your possessions, blah blah blah, and Jesus lets him walk away. He didn't chase after him.
Nope.
He didn't change
Nope.
what he said.
Nope.
He let him go.
Nope.
And we have to learn this is what it is.
Yep.
And either you go with it.
Yeah.
We're trying to chase after people because no, come back. When Christ likeness is, this is what it is. Take it or leave it. The other thing I think sometimes what we do is try to validate our mistakes.
Absolutely.
With spirituality. Instead of just saying, I messed up.
Absolutely.
Now it's the system, not.
We hang a sign on the thing.
Yeah.
We hang a sign on a dilapidated building that says open for business. It's wrong.
Yeah. Now the system is wrong, not I was wrong.
Can't be me.
But we see adults do this all the time.
Yep.
If I do something wrong to you, I can't get mad at your response.
No.
I have to look at what did I do to cause said response.
Don't do that. We're not going to do that. Because it places responsibility on the offender. The offender wants to offend, wants to be forgiven, but never wants to acknowledge that they did something wrong.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Yeah. If I never did it, you would have never had to.
There you go. You go back to the source.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe I was losing my mind. And I don't know what some of the gospel artists are trying to do other than appear more secular.
Yeah.
Trying to appeal to an audience that they'll never appear to.
Yeah. Even the way they're dressing now. So I'm not saying you got dressed like, old, but to me there's also a line of what are you trying to attract?
Well, what are you trying to sell?
And trying to sell.
Yeah.
I mean,
trying to fit in.
Yeah, and I ain't saying you gotta wear skirts down to your ankles and you gotta wear, but even for the guys, like it just.
I'm not sure you have to look. I'm not sure you have to represent yourself. In a world of implied or stated authenticity, why is it that the saints feel they must look like everybody else in order to be? I want you to respect what I am, who I am, although I'm compromising myself. How can you talk about don't sexualize me as a woman and you're online half naked? You're sexualizing yourself.
That's all you present. That's all people are going to say.
Well, I mean, you put the picture out, male or female. You put the picture out, and then you're upset because people react to it?
Yeah.
You can't control people's reaction to things.
If you don't want people to react, don't post it.
Yeah.
It's just
that makes sense
to
to me.
It's like, come on.
But the desire to be seen outweighs any possible thought of a negative reaction to what I'm about to do.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, man. Talk about that in my youth power guy class.
Yeah.
Talk about culture.
Yeah.
Seen, heard, and connected.
Yeah.
That's this generation.
Yes, sir.
A generation where you could be most seen, most heard, most connected. People feel less seen, less heard, less connected.
Absolutely.
And do anything to be seen, heard, and connected, even if it requires you to compromise yourself just to get that thing.
I think self-idol making has become a pastime. We see people talking about being authentic, but are doing everything they can do to look like everyone else.
Yeah.
I've never seen a more trendy time in our history than now. I thought I had seen it 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But real authenticity, the loneliness of being special.
Yeah.
And I don't mean weird, I mean special.
Yeah.
Unique in your ability, your intelligence.
Yeah.
That seems to be lost, in the time that we live now. The people are just, and willing to. Here's the thing. I want to emulate a star because I think if I look like them, dress like them, act like them, talk like them, I'll be a star.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now on my foot, I'm gonna ask an obvious question.
Okay.
Because this has been bothering me a little bit. I was trying to make sure I'm not being too judgmental.
Okay.
Because what we're seeing now is people doing all this stuff to fit in, to gain more followers, more influence, more money, etc. And then saying God is blessing this. Well, God put me in this position. God is blessed.
No.
And I'm like, but how is that really giving glory to God?
It's not.
The rain falls on the just
It's
and
not.
the unjust.
They just have no one close enough to them that's close enough to disagree with.
Okay. All right.
Most parents succumb to petulant children because they don't want to navigate the tantrums until they correct it.
Right.
Not realizing that you're not doing them any good. Don't tell them they're a genius if they're not.
Yeah.
Help them get more educated, get more knowledge.
Yeah.
Don't tell them you need to be playing varsity and they can't catch the ball.
I know.
They should give them a trophy for coming to practice. No.
Make them feel better. No.
Come on, man.
And then when life hits them,
They can't handle it.
life ain't fair. It just is.
That's why you got people's mothers coming to talk to personnel for grown men and women.
Yeah,
I would have too much pride
I know.
that if I was having a problem at work, go home and say, Mom, can you come down to my job and talk to personnel for me?
Right.
Say what?
But I was talking to people this week, and they were talking about interviews and how this generation coming to interviews not dressed appropriately, and they're mad because
They don't get the job.
they don't get a job.
Well, that's silly.
Or wanting an admin position with no experience, want to make $75,000. Like, just because you got a degree doesn't mean you're gonna make that kind of money. Especially for an you answering the door and phones and
Equal outcomes, but not equal responsibility.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
You want bricklayers' money, but you don't want to lay bricks.
Yep.
What you want to do is collect hamburgers and get bricklayers' money. No. You want this.
Yeah.
Deal with what bricklayers have to deal with.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Or, go through the process. Maybe you have to intern at first, making $10 an hour to work and build your way up to. But there's no.
The classic entry-level position is David minding Jesse's sheep. He's doing his job, serving his father.
Yeah.
While he's serving at the entry-level position, he gets a test for future promotion called Goliath. But that's not the end of it. He has to pass the cave test.
Yeah.
Cave test is, can you impact the lives of other people in an obvious way?
Yeah.
So he's got this test he has to of courage, because our courage dictates whether our life opens or shuts. The more courage I have, the more possibility open up. So he displays the courage, kills the giant, collects the people, transforms their lives, starting in an entry-level position called a shepherd. Moves all the way up to being a king. Can't ignore the steps. But every time, he has to outperform his best, not make an excuse for his best. He just can't.
Yeah, you can't. That was a good Bible study, too. Your courage opens the door to possibilities.
That's right. Or shrinks it.
Or shrinks it, yeah.
So Saul and the whole nation flee.
Yeah.
David is the one that goes and passes the interview.
Yep.
Goliath was an interview that looked impossible.
Yep.
But he had the qualifications to do what he needed to do.
Yeah. I think we've raised a coddled generation
Absolutely.
that can't handle no pressure, no real pressure. They were given too much.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us that had to grow up struggling,
Yeah.
there's a certain fight you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you may get tired, but you don't quit. You just,
Well, if you can't fight, you
Yeah.
have to emotionally qualify yourself for victory.
yeah,
And a lot of people emotionally qualify themselves for a lot of things they're not prepared for, not trained for,
Yeah.
don't have ability for.
yeah, yep.
But I feel.
I know. I feel. Yeah, I know.
Hear that one more time.
I know. And I had a conversation with my daughter in the car. I want to play all day. I said, I understand you 7 years old, baby. You want to play. When I was 7, I wanted to play all day too. I didn't want to do stuff. But it opened the door for a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
At a 7-year-old, life is hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could play all day long. You know, I did not feel like working yesterday at all.
Look.
But it opened the door to, I think what a generation did was we struggled. Let's make sure our kids have no struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't find that balance of, I don't want you to eat government food like I did.
Right.
But let me help you appreciate,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
or not give you everything so you know that life is challenging.
I made the illustration, I think it was Sunday or Wednesday.
Mm.
If you I'll never in my life spend 20 grand on a prom.
Not at all. Never.
Where does the child go from there?
Mm-hmm.
If you're spending 20 grand on a party,
Right.
renting a Bentley, you know, outfit costs $8,000, you know, all this other stuff. Where does the child go from that point?
Right. Yeah. Then you expect that throughout, and
Look,
but that attention, it need to be seen.
well, yeah. But is it the parent that wants the bragging rights or the
That's
kid?
the thing. It's the parent involved. I did this for my child.
And then other parents start trying to compete with that nonsense.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But you got to fill out every scholarship form and hope God moves to get your kid in college.
Yeah.
When you spent a semester's tuition on a prom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a prom.
You're not supposed to peak in high school.
I
The major event in your life should not be your senior prom.
know. It's a balance. And I'm sure you do it with your kids, do it with mine. Put some necessary challenges. No, I'm not going to do that for you.
No.
Figure it out.
Yeah, come on.
Within their age range and stuff.
And you don't leave them to their own device. You
Right.
watch them.
You watch them. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? How come this not working, Dad? Because you should have done that
Bang,
with
bang,
that.
bang, bang.
Now try that and see what happens.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then some things you got to wait a minute. You get ready to mess up. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Because we gotta measure the outcome
Yes.
to see if there's danger or wisdom at the end of this thing
Yeah.
without any hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because a lot of us, we got wisdom from getting hurt.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
Come on.
I know. I remember Olivia. I'm crazy.
Yeah.
She was a toddler. She was learning to walk.
Okay.
So we're in the grocery store. You know, she thinks she's grown, right?
Absolutely.
So I get the little thing carrying around, and she wants to take the little carrier and
my.
carry it herself.
Okay.
I put it down, and she had to be like three years old, something like
Okay.
that. I'm with her though.
Okay.
So y'all ain't got called diapers. It's cool. I put the carrier, little thing down. She picked it up, and she couldn't pick it up. Of course not. And I was like,
course not.
"Are you finished yet?" I was with her the whole time. She wasn't straining.
No.
So I picked up the one side,
Mm-hmm.
held it, and let her hold it. So we're carrying it together. She
Sure.
thinks she's doing something.
Yeah.
But I figured, lesson time.
Let me
Ask
show
for
you.
let me show you.
Yeah.
You're not strong enough yet.
No.
But I think we progress. Because my thought is we're building grown children.
I get
grown people.
asked one of those questions every day. Chan, Dad, I can pick up the whole earth. Okay, Chan. Can you carry my bag? It's heavy. The earth is strong. It's heavier than my bag.
Right.
And Ray is like, today, if I want to be so-and-so, can I be? Yeah. If I want to be so-and-so, can I?
Yes.
What do I have to do? You're going to have to do this. Because it's like, it's
Yeah.
not that. There's some processes you have to go through to get to this goal.
Yes.
If you want to go through these processes, baby, you can get there.
Yeah.
That if you have the time to have that conversation and the patience, which I do every
Yeah.
time, and I mean sometimes the 13th question
Yeah.
is
Oh,
like,
Jesus. I know. Come on. Come on.
but the reality is, You explain process to people, most people will start to understand.
Yep.
Kids especially.
Yeah. Life's gonna be hard sometimes. You got to get over it.
Yeah. You got to push through.
Yeah.
I want a stressless life thing. You don't want to succeed.
Nope.
But if you're a media child, all you see on TV is people with stuff.
Yeah.
And then you got a 30-minute segment on television. You believe it can be done in 30 minutes. Well, no, it can't.
No. And some of them people that present what they got really ain't got what they got.
No, man.
It's a lie.
Come on. I know. I won't call them friends. I know people that make the presentation. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah. what you can do in a video. Unbelievable.
To present a lie.
Oh.
I had a guy he would buy clothes, take pictures of them online, and then take them back to the store to get his money back.
Women been doing that for years.
A long time, yeah.
They've been doing that for years.
Just take pictures of it.
Turn the tags inside, go to the formal event, take it back on Monday. Come on, man. And brag about that.
Yeah. I know.
Anyway.
I know.
So I'm distressed. Man. Jerry West dies.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know if he was sick.
I saw an interview with him. He looked fine a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know if he was sick or not. Just probably one of the greatest not even athletes, but greatest executives in NBA history.
Sure.
Every team he went on,
it
succeeded.
worked.
Eye for talent. And the Lakers ain't been the same since they got rid of it, since he was gone too. I mean, they won a championship with LeBron.
Did he retire?
He retired after a while, but he went from the Lakers to he helped build the Thunder team.
Right.
And then he went to Golden State as an executive and won 2 championships there. Yeah. Yeah. Him and Jeannie Buss, the Buss had a little something going.
They fell out a little bit.
Fell out, yeah, over the Phil Jackson piece. But yeah.
Man.
The logo.
The first logo I can remember as far as NBA was concerned. Jerry West.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Hunter Biden gets guilty, gets convicted. I don't hear the other side saying that the system's rigged now.
It's
now,
fair.
If it was rigged, Hunter would have gotten off. But it's not rigged.
And his dad said, "I'm not going to pardon him. I'm not going to communicate. He got to do what he got to do."
So now you don't, they're like, oh, so what you got to say now? If it's rigged the way you say it is, wouldn't I save my son?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
he's got the power to pardon him.
Yeah, he does. So he's after Trump, but won't save his own child. How does?
Come on, doesn't make any sense to anybody that thinks.
Yeah.
Alex Jones agrees to liquidate his assets to pay Sandy Hook families. Let me ask you a question. How long did he intend to be stupid? Why would you say what he said when all those kids got killed? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yep. I still think that him, the Candace Owens of the world, and all them, they're grifters, man. They're doing it all for money.
Yes, sir.
They don't believe half the stuff they're saying.
But you impact people's lives when you say it.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what Candace looks crazy to me.
She is crazy to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
See, some of the stuff she says, she's got that Clarence Thomas type of I ain't black thing.
No.
But
highly intelligent.
Yeah, but
you
mercenary.
Yeah, but she's starting to kind of try to appeal to black people since some of her white crowds start throwing her away.
Well, because they threw her away.
Yeah. So
they
now
never
she's
wanted her.
Yeah, she's trying to. Yeah.
Watch what's his name try the same thing after they get finished working with him.
Who?
The Jackson dude, the one that thinks he's gonna be vice president. What's his name? I can see his face. Every time he talks, I get nauseous. What's that guy's name? Black guy from Florida.
He's
a senator, Congress, something. He's ridiculous. On 5. Unbelievable. But
Ronnie Jackson? No, that's the wrong guy.
No.
Jackson, never mind.
But every time there's a presidential campaign, they put an African American in the mix.
Yeah.
Not because they intend to make him a viable candidate, just the Republican Party is not anti-black. But this guy is just, I think he was in the bathing suit competition up in New York, right?
I'm trying to figure out who you talk about. So I get a, not Scott.
Yeah, Scott.
Oh, Scott. Yeah, Scott.
Yeah,
okay,
that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're coming up on the end of another program. We want you to come out and join us tomorrow for our Father's Day worship service at 11 a.m. here at Bethany Church in Lindenwold, New Jersey. We hope you will honor us with your presence tomorrow as we collectively praise God and focus our moments on God when we have worship and the Word and special Father's Day prayer for all our fathers, and going to continue in our series about the spiritual warfare thing, and going to tie the fathers into that, of course. But you can see us virtually at 8. We're going to be live at 11 a.m. We want you to come on down. It doesn't matter how far away you live. Just get in your car and come. All of us have driven further to get into trouble. We want to let you know that the Juneteenth celebration today in Timbuktu, 710 Rancocas Road, West Hampton, New Jersey. Our choir will be singing. Concert begins at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Join us tomorrow once again for our Father's Day service. We no longer require vaccinations or a mask, but masks are optional. I wear them, Pastor Nick wears them, my kids, his children, we wear them. But if you want to wear it, you're good. If you don't, good. You don't have to feel any kind of way. Just come on out. Bible study is working well. Noonday, Wednesdays at 12.
Oh, we're off this Wednesday coming up. It's Juneteenth. Are you still thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking if we have church on Good Friday, we need to have church Wednesday night. Yeah.
Cool.
Power of God's coming up June 26th to the 28th. Administrative offices are closed.
Yeah.
But we still need to be churching.
Okay.
If you're interested in receiving news updates, text BBC News to 28950. Devotional messages, things that will help build your spirit, BBC Elevate to 28950. We want to pray with you. We need to pray with you. So send your prayer requests to social at gotobethany.com. Subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. And also subscribe to DGEMS, DGEMS, and On Point, all our podcast platforms. We want to pray for Deacon Peyton May. Sister May passed away yesterday. I talked to him this morning. Appropriately, he's quite upset and very hurting. He needs his church family to pray for him. They were together for over 50 some odd years. He's hurting today.
Yeah.
So we need to pray collectively for him. He sounds as well as can be expected, but he's obviously, like anyone else would be, having a hard time. So we ask God to bless him.
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time, but we're certainly not out of conversation. I want to thank Pastor Nick, all of our staff, for making another On Point program possible. Always now remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on Point.